Hello and welcome back to another episode of Overkill. Trade is April 14th, folks, and we are clocking in for some chart requests over here in the Discord and inside of the chat. We got quite a few that we're going to be taking a look at today. We got Dot to start it off, Cody, we got BK, Guild, MU, Marvel, Airbnb, SOXL. Lots of names we're going to be covering over here from the members. I will also be taking some from the live chat today. One quick announcement, guys. I'm going to start going live at 4:30 instead of 4 o'clock now, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I had a few schedule changes, so we will be live here still Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just a little bit later at 4:30 instead of 4 o'clock. So with that being said, I hope everybody had a good weekend. What's going on, Matt? What's going on, Jake? We will be getting to some requests here in just a second. A couple things I want to point out that we've gotten over the weekend, guys. On Sunday, we had a ton of these weekly alerts go off on crypto, okay, and a lot on stocks as well. So this is actually, look at all these green dots. These are all buy signals here. Okay, this is a really, really good. Normally when they all come like this, it's a really, really good sign. You had Lana, you had Doge, you had Ethereum, you had ICP, Ondo, Algorand, VeChain gave you one, CRO, okay, and these are weekly alerts. So remember, we talked about these signals, guys. The larger the time frame, the better. So the most accurate time frame is going to be the monthly chart followed by the weekly chart. And you can see this is a chart of Bitcoin right here, and it's given us a buy signal this week. So we have another 6 days for this candle to close. Now, if price goes down and we break down below 80,000, that dot could go away. But the fact that it's showing up right now is a really, really good sign. You can see if I scroll out, if I go all the way back here to 2022, okay, this was a false signal here. We pumped a little bit and then dumped. But from 2022 on, these have been very, very accurate over the last 3 years. You can see this one came right here in September at 54,000. This one came right here in 2023 at 26,000. And this one over here, these ones came back here when Bitcoin was around $16,000 to $21,000. Boom, it had a really nice move up. So the fact that Bitcoin is showing one here is a good sign for crypto markets. This is a really easy trade right now. You're risking about 5% if you're taking this signal as a trade with a stop loss right there at 80,000. We've been talking about 80,000 being a very, very big level for Bitcoin to hold, and it is still holding on very nicely. On top of that, the monthly candle has now flipped back to green. So things are looking good as of right now, right? We have to close the month out of April. So we have another 15 days. I'm hoping that we can close right here at 84, 85,000. If that happens, guys, I think like our sentiment has been, summertime, the end of summer is going to be when we see the real top. I think Bitcoin's going to be anywhere from 120 to 150,000 by the end of summer. That's like August, somewhere around August. I think we're going to see the targets. I think this little pullback that we've had over the last couple of months, it's just a shakeout, right? It's a correction. This has happened many, many times. You can see that orange line on Bitcoin's chart, that 9 EMA here. We're looking at the monthly chart. You can see how that bounces at access support. It comes down into it. It bounces at access support. All we're doing again is retesting that same exact moving average here. Okay, and we're putting in a nice doji candle here on the monthly along with the weekly dots. So the thing about the dots on the weekly chart is they will come before the monthly chart, right? The weekly chart will come before the monthly chart. So this is a really good sign this week here in April. And if we can hold on to 80K and get back over like 90, I mean, you're going to see the crypto market explode. If Bitcoin can reclaim 90,000 either this week or next week, you're going to see massive. I mean, you're going to see a blow off top, folks. You're going to see these markets just pump so hard. Everyone's just going to be like, God, what just happened? And again, you're getting that sick here today on the weekly chart. So before we take chart requests, guys, I want to go ahead and go over the rules for anybody that is new really quick. Are new to the channel. We are swing traders that focus on a monthly and a daily chart. We enter and exit positions using our trading indicator. Like I was just talking about, the green dot means buy and the red dot means sell. Okay, so what we want to see on our charts is that green dot on the macro time frames. Okay, specifically the monthly chart. Okay, the monthly chart is going to be the most accurate signal that you can get from any of these charts. And I have been predicting over the last month or so that I think we're going to get the next green dot here on Bitcoin either in May or June. Okay, in May or June. And you could see if I scroll out, right, this monthly chart, these dots have called the bottom of Bitcoin all the way back here since 2015. For the last 10 years, this indicator has called the bottom of Bitcoin. Okay, you can see back here at $300. That was in 2015. Yeah, you should have been buying Bitcoin back then. If you weren't, you missed out on like a 10x run or 100x run right there. This thing went from $300 all the way up to 20,000. And then it sold off, right? Gave you the red dot. It sold off, came right there in 2019 in April, 3,000. It ran all the way up to 70,000, gave you some red dots in here. You had a few more in here, but all along the way, right? We could have been trading this. You could have been entering here, right? Entering here. Okay. This most recent one, we called this one out in 2023. That was 2 years ago when Bitcoin was sitting around 18,000, 16 to 18,000 is when that signal came. And obviously we went all the way up to 110 if you held for 2 years, but you also had an opportunity to buy it right here in October. That was in 2023 at 26,000. And then the most recent one came right here in November. That was November 24th. The price was sitting right there around 64,000 and it went all the way up to 110. So I think my prediction is, okay, and again, I'm just ahead here, right? But I think you are going to see one of these green dots show up in May or June of this summer. And I think you're going to see a blow off top for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And then we're going to hit the top. And then that's when personally I'm going to be selling my crypto. I'm shooting for the end of summertime. If it doesn't come, we'll most likely sell off and go back into a bear market. And then we'll eventually get one of these green dots. So we won't really know the true confirmation of a green dot, or I'm sorry, of Bitcoin, of where crypto is going to bottom until we see this next signal. This is going to be the best signal that we can get from Bitcoin and be assured that the crypto markets are going to bottom. Again, they're showing signs of a bottom right now. This green doji candle is a really, really good sign, right? This means buyers are stepping back into control here. We're bouncing on a very important moving average, and we're getting the weekly dot. Like I said at the beginning of stream, the weekly dot will come before the monthly dot, because again, there's 4 of these candles, 4 weeks in a month. So we got 4 of these candles on the weekly in 1 of these candles. So what this is telling you is that there is potential, right, that the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks are going to be up, right? Because the green dot's the buy signal, right? The green dot is the buy signal. The red dot is the sell signal. It means, hey, this is a potential reversal to the upside. Okay. Red just means, hey, this is a potential reversal to the downside. And like I said, the larger the time frame you're looking at, right? The month, we like to focus on the larger time frames like the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. We don't want to go a 5-minute chart because look how many dots you just got here today, right? You had this many green dots here just today. Okay, let me show you the daily chart here. Okay, look at all these signals that you just had today. If they want to show up here, I'm like, look at all those. Okay, this all just happened today. Okay, that just happened today. So there's way too much going on here, right? We're more focused on the macro time frame. We're looking for the long-term swing trades, right? We want the 1, 2, 300% moves. I mean, even bigger than that sometimes. If you would have bought Bitcoin down here in 2023 at 16,000, you made 539% all the way up to the top here if you sold in January, okay? So that's the strategy in a nutshell, guys. We want those green dots on those macro timeframes, especially the monthly. After that, we look to the daily, right? We want to look at the daily and we want to pinpoint our entries on the daily. So once Bitcoin flips to green, which I think it's going to here in May or June, right? That's when we're looking for these daily dots to enter on. So the daily dots, right? There's 30 of these candles on the daily in 1 monthly candle. Okay, so there's a real simple equation. We just want a monthly green dot first, right? We want the monthly dot to be assured that the direction is in our, and then when we get the green dot on the monthly is when we want to enter on that daily one in or around the golden zone. When I talk about the golden zones, I'm talking about these zones here on the Fibonacci, and Bitcoin's sitting right in that middle one here right now. So really interesting times here, folks. Again, I'm really liking the weekly charts right now. The monthly charts, we don't have any green dots yet for crypto, right? I have a few names on my list that are still green, but not any, right? We've been in a downtrend for a while now, but eventually, right, when these dots start flipping back to green, that's when we can rest assured that, hey, we're back. Because again, we got these red dots back in February. That one came right there around 100,000 there on Bitcoin, and it sold all the way off to 5. So once we get the reversal signal, you guys will be alerted. Okay, if you guys are in the Discord, the monthly alerts will be called out right over here inside the monthly alerts section. Okay, all the monthly alerts, and then all these weekly ones were called out this week, like I was just saying at the beginning of the stream. Tons of these called out this week. You had DJT go off. You had IWM, CRO, SEI, VChain, Algorand, ETC, Bitcoin, okay, Ondo, Ethereum. Lots of weekly charts popping off, which is good because, like I said, the weekly dot, right? The weekly dot will come before the monthly. Okay, the weekly dot will come before the monthly. The weekly chart will feed the monthly chart. So this is a good sign, right? We just have to pay attention to our support levels, right? Ethereum showing one. Like I said, look at the Ethereum. The last time the green dot came way down here was back in September of 2024. That was when Ethereum was sitting right there at 23,000. I'm sorry, yeah, 2,300. It went all the way up to 42. Same thing back here. Again, the deeper the wave, the better. These ones came back here at 1,600, ripped all the way up to 4,000. So that's what we're looking for, guys. We want the macro time frames. We want to keep those in mind for everybody that is new. Okay, so that's what we're going off of. Again, green means buy, red means sell. So let me take a request here from the chat. What's going on, everybody? The Zero, Lugnut, Matt, how you doing? Doretto, what's up? Blue Chip, Paul, how you doing? Dakota, John, hope you guys have a great weekend. If you guys have chart requests, go ahead and drop them in. I see one here from John. He wants to see the total 3 and also the total market cap. So the total 3 is going to be the total market cap of crypto minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, so this is like every cryptocurrency put together minus minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is like Solana, XRP, pretty much every coin that is not Bitcoin or Ethereum. Okay, so this one's still red here on the monthly, but if you take a look at the weekly chart here, right, we're getting very, I mean, this is the deepest been since all the way back here in 2022. Again, when you're up here, you're always like, damn, I wish I was buying down here when the waves were down here, right? Buy signal, buy signal. And again, I see a lot of people, they're like, oh my God, that took like 6 months to happen, right? I mean, if you started buying in August and you sold right here in March, yeah, that was a 5 to 6 month holding period, but you made 150, 160% on your money in 6 months. Okay, most people are happy with 5% a year. So with our strategy, we are 1 to 6 months out on our investments, guys. You have to be willing to hold with this strategy for a period of 1 to 6 months. Okay, if you want to chase the get rich quick and chase the fake influences with the Lambos that say they're day traders and want to go that route, this probably isn't the channel for you. It's not the channel for you. Okay, this is a buy and hold strategy, a swing trading strategy, 1 to 6 months out on all investments. But what I'm liking about Total 3 is that wave is way down here. So what I'm watching for on Total 3, I'm honestly looking at the weekly charts, guys. I'm looking at the weekly charts right now. The daily, again, is just kind of still stuck in this downtrend. We need some volume. So what I'm looking for on the Total 3 is that weekly dot. Okay, that weekly green dot there on the weekly chart. Okay, it's setting up pretty nicely above 700 billion. Okay, we've been talking about that as a very important level. That 700 billion is a very, very important level. So I'm thinking either this week or next week, you're going to see that signal pop off there on the weekly. And again, then the weekly is going to feed the monthly. But 700 billion is a really important level for the Total 3. And then you wanted to see the total as well. So this is the total market cap of cryptocurrency. One thing I wanted to point out on this was the fact that we have a green doji candle. It's a really, really good looking doji. That's a really good reversal candle there based on the monthly. Again, no green dot yet on the monthly chart, but if you look at the weekly, we do have the weekly dot here on the Total 3 chart. And I actually want to go ahead and call this out really quick over here inside of the Discord for our members. And this is the total market cap weekly chart. Okay, and then we talked about this last week. This actually had a golden dot here in April of 20. That was last week, right? We had that come right there on, I believe it was April 9th. And we talked about this last time. Again, if you guys don't know the golden dot here on the daily chart, we also have a thread for that over here in the Discord as well. We had quite a few daily dots go off today as well, by the way, over there, those golden dots. But that is the most accurate signal you can get on the daily chart there. If you're a swing trader and you're 1 to 6 months out, what I wanted to point out, we talked about this last week, is the fact that this same signal, the last time that came on this chart, which is the total market cap of crypto, was all the way back here. Okay, it was 6 years ago. 6 years ago, you got this same signal from the indicator. That was in 2019. Okay, it went from 180 all the way up. It had about 100% move after. After that, it sold off. This was the COVID dip, right? That was the COVID pandemic. Okay, so it went up about 100%, sold off on the COVID scare, and then absolutely just rocket shipped. And that was off that golden dot back in 2019. So you just got this same exact signal right here in April, right? This was a few weeks ago. Okay, so same signal that came from all the way back here in 2019, where we just had one of the largest bull runs we've ever had. Okay, I mean, price just absolutely exploded. Okay, so that's a good sign for the total market cap. Again, I'm long on crypto. We don't care about the day-to-day price action, the up and down and up and down. We're long. Okay, when this move happens, okay, when this move comes, we're going to be right there to capitalize on it. Okay, so what I'm waiting for on the total chart is that green dot on the money. The fact that the weekly is showing us the green dot here, if we can hold on to these prices, right? If we can hold on to that $2.4 trillion level, you're going to see that dot on the monthly chart show up in May or June. I think this is going to be a crazy summer, guys. I think we're setting up very, very nicely into the summertime, and you're going to see all-time highs here in the crypto markets. I mean, you're seeing this signal right here on the weekly. So I'm going to say in the next couple months, you're going to see one of these signals, and you're going to see crypto just absolutely explode to the upside. Okay, you're going to see one of these moves. Okay, everybody thinks this was the bull market right here. This big month that we had in November after Trump got elected. They sold it up on everyone because everyone was overly excited about Trump getting in. Okay, everyone was overly excited, and they've just drained it on us for the last couple of months. But this thing has happened this happens all the time in these bull runs, guys. We always get these retracements. So all this is another correction. Okay, what we're doing now is just simply watching for the signal, and you're getting one here on the weekly chart, which I think is very bullish here. I see one for Chris for SEI. SEI, that one's got a weekly this week as well. No monthly yet, but look at that. You got a nice doji candle there on the monthly. That's a nice reversal candle there on the monthly. We don't have any data on the monthly chart yet for SEI. That's because the asset is too new. Okay, if you don't see any data on your trading indicator, that just means it hasn't been around long enough to feed it. So if that's the case on the monthly chart, you want to go off the weekly, and the weekly is giving you the green dot here this week. So I would buy SEI down here at these levels. Okay, I would have bought it right here at around 20, and I'd buy it again down here at 17. So I like SEI down here. It's been hit really, really hard, and I think it's a solid project. I like SEI at these levels. We got Solana here from Blue Chip. Solana is another name that's given us a weekly as well. So we'll see. 120 is a big level. If you own Solana, that's going to be a big level you want it to hold, but also putting in a really, really nice doji candle here in April. Again, that doji candle, that's actually more of a bull hammer, if anything. Big wick on the bottom. They wicked it all the way down to 95 and then sucked it right back up. And you got that weekly dot showing here this week as well. So Solana looks like a good place to add down here. I like Solana down here. And obviously the stop loss would be down here at like $100. $100 on the stop loss if you're playing it. If it breaks 100, okay, things could get uglier. But this has been a really nasty dip for Sol. If you want the true confirmation of a bottom, just wait for the monthly here. But I like the fact here that we're getting one on the weekly. The last time we got a weekly dot with the wave down here was all the way back here in June of 2023. That was at $14. Okay. Same thing. Again, everyone wants to buy Solana up here at dollars. Everyone's buying when the wave's up here. This is like a fear and greed index, you guys. If you guys have the indicator, think the blue wave is a fear and greed index, right? Let's go back over here to our cheat sheet. Okay. People are extremely greedy, right? People are excited about stuff up here. People are excited about Solana up here. Yeah, buy Solana up here at $300. It's a great investment, right? Meme coins. Yeah. Okay, this is when everyone's excited. Everyone's screaming about it, right? They call it the mania phase. Okay, the mania phase. And then you have this correction that we just sat through over the last, well, since January, right? Three months. We've just been going down, 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 down. And now no one's really excited about it anymore, right? No one's talking about Solana really. Everyone's just kind of, they call it the stealth phase. They're kind of quiet about it right now. You know what I'm saying? So we've just had a major capitulation dip. Okay, and now we're coming up out of it, it looks like, with that weekly green dot. Again, if you just look at the indicator, you can see that damn near every time that this green dot has come in the past, since 2022, the last 3 years, okay, especially right here starting in 2022, it's been a great time to buy. Okay, if you want absolute confirmation of Solana, I would wait on the monthly dot. Okay, we do have a nice looking reversal candle here. Is it a bad place to nibble on some here? I don't think so. Okay, but if you want the absolute confirmation at the bottom, it will be on that monthly green dot. But you are getting a weekly here this week, and the daily gave you the daily here back here on the 9th. That was at about $104. It's sitting up about 30% from that price. So really watching for the monthly here if you want the absolute confirmation here on Solana. But I do like that weekly chart and how it looks. What else we got here? Voozy from Jake. What's going on, brother? Voozy. I don't know what this thing is. What is this thing, my brother? This looks like a stock. And it's red here on the monthly. So the red dot, we're trending down in the long term. And the weekly still green. So if you want to nibble on this, I would wait for the weekly signal if you want to be absolutely sure. Okay, I wouldn't try to pick a bottom here. You at least want that weekly to come first. Okay, if you're going to try to jump the gun on the monthly. Okay, so I would wait for the weekly dot on this, and then I would switch over to the monthly, and the monthly will give you the confirmation. But it looks like they have earnings coming up here on May 8th. So I'd wait for either the weekly or the monthly dot on this one. Jake says MU has a golden dot. Yep. Chip stocks look really good here. Really nice bounce here. Really nice bounce off that golden dot. That came right there around 65. Went all the way up there to 70, but has a golden dot. What's the weekly saying? The weekly's trying to reverse here as well. Again, we just want to wait on the macro time frames. If you entered on the golden dot, it's okay to enter on the golden dots. I think the golden dot is one of the best signals you guys can get from the trading indicator to take a long position on. I don't care what the price is. I think that's that is one of the best signals you guys can enter on here. And that came right there at around 64. So I like that. If you want to add to your position again off that golden dot, what I do is wait for the weekly and then the monthly. Okay. But that monthly chart still is pretty ugly at the moment. So a little choppy action here. Maybe come summertime, and then I think you're going to see a blast off again. Look at this monthly dot that came back here in January 2023 at $50. Thing went all the way up to 160. That was a 200% move through that period of time. But MU's looking pretty good here. I would just wait for one of the macro signals, either the weekly or the monthly. We got Joe's PLTR. PLTR, weekly dot right there on the chart. How I play this one is put a stop loss right there at 90. If you're going to play that, the monthly, putting in a hammer there. I mean, that was a crazy dip buy opportunity right there. If you got it on the green dot right there around 80, thing went all the way up there to 100. That's a 20% move. If this thing's going to continue on, it's going to have to hold on to 90. I'd set a stop loss at 90 on this one. If you're going to play this green dot here on the weekly, $90 looks like a really solid stop loss. But I would be taking this position if I was long on it. And I would just put a stop loss right there at that $90 level. That thing needs to hold on to 90. If 90 breaks, we could see an even nastier sell-off. But the chart looks good. As of right now, the monthly is pointing straight up. And the weekly's giving you the dot here. So just watch $90. 90. I put it at like $89 as my stop. I was trading PLTR here. We got Litecoin from Blue Chip. What's going on, my dude? Litecoin, nothing on the weekly yet, nothing on the monthly yet. So wait for one of those signals before you look at anything smaller. The weekly dot again monthly. So you can see the last weekly dots came back here in August. That was around 60. It went all the way up to 150. Great time to invest back then. Again, not so great of a time to be buying up here at 150, right? Things sold all the way off down here to 60, or sitting at 77 right now. Looks like the low was around 63. So I'd wait for the weekly signal on LTC there. We got SHX. That looks like a stock. I don't know what this thing is either, but the monthly is green, so that's good. So if the monthly's green, you should be on the daily. Right? If the monthly's got a green dot, I'd be in here on the daily, trading the day. That thing looks like it's probably going to come here either tomorrow. Are you sure this is a stock you want to look at? Or you're probably looking at a crypto here. I don't know what that other one was, but that has a nice nice green reversal candle here on the monthly. I would buy this one if you get the green dot here on the weekly, based on what I'm seeing over here in the weekly alerts. Okay, when you see this many alerts coming in at once, that's normally a really good sign. If you get like one or two, that's a little more iffy. This many coming, right? That's normally a really bullish sign. You also had Filecoin pop off here just about. That looked like that came this morning. So Lots of stocks coming in this morning. You had IWM, you had PayPal, Apple, DJT. I got a position in that, but I'm really liking that chart right here. Microsoft came in, MSTR, Snapchat, WM, MDB. Lots. There's a lot of setups right now, folks, and everyone's still very, very bearish. We're literally one tweet away from Donald Trump saying, "Hey, the tariffs are done." If that happens, these markets are just going to explode. But I don't think that's going to happen until the Fed meeting in May, and I think the Fed's going to end up cutting, and then that's what's going to send it to the freaking moon this summer. SHX, so I'd wait on the weekly to play that one. Whoa. If you guys could, just call the tickers out for me. All right, we got SZT. I don't see an SZT on my trading view. Illumia. Just call the tickers out for me if you guys would. Let's go over here to the Discord. What do we got going in the Discord? Let's check these out here. Let's go to the top here. We got Rich for DOT. D-O-T. That's Polkadot. Polkadot is just stupidly cheap right now. I mean, I can't believe it's all the way back down here at 350. It's literally at the lows that we hit right here in 2023, right there at the lows of 2024. Okay, what I would do is just wait for that confirmation either on the weekly or the monthly. That weekly dot came right there around $4. It's sitting at 350. Okay, I just buy the next weekly dot. I would buy the next weekly dot here on Polkadot, and then that should feed the monthly. Then you should see the monthly flip again, guys. I'm thinking the top of the crypto market, the top of the crypto bull run is going to be at the end of summer. So you have May, June, July. That's 4 months from now. Okay, 4 months from now, you got to be thinking. Okay, so right now, in my opinion, it's a great time to buy any cryptocurrency you want along. I mean, it's just after a dip like this, it's just stupid not to buy, right? If you're still holding, I'll hold. But I'd be watching for the weekly and the monthly there on Polkadot. Cody, crypto. And you can stake your Polkadot on Coinbase for like 10% APY while we're going down. I mean, you could just continue to earn 10% APY on your holdings when we're doing nothing like we are right now. Same thing with Cody. I would just wait for, well, first I'd wait for the weekly to come back, and then I look to the monthly. Okay, again, the weekly is going to come before the monthly. Okay, we don't want to look at the daily unless we have a monthly green dot. Okay, if the monthly's still red and trending down, the weekly chart is the one you want to pay attention to and look for these green dots on the weekly. Okay, because the weekly feeds the monthly. You don't want to zoom into the smaller time frames unless you have the green dot on the monthly. Does that make sense? The green dot on the monthly says the macro move is going up. As long as it's red, you shouldn't be looking at the daily chart unless you get a golden dot. Okay, and all the golden dots are called out over here inside the Discord. Okay, all the daily golden dots are called out over here in the Discord. Okay, and we got a lot of them coming in here. So this tells you that we're really close to a bottom. You don't normally see this many golden dots come in here, but this is a sign that we are getting really close here to the bottom. We got one on Target last week. We got one on ET this morning, ELF, and AZN. AZN is a Medicare company, or healthcare company. But Cody, I would buy Cody on the next green dot. We got new candles closing here. We got CRV showing a red. We got HBAR showing a red. So crypto candles close every day, guys, at 5 p.m. Pacific time. 5 p.m. Pacific time, you get new daily candles on crypto. Okay, and then the weekly candles close on Sunday, and the monthly candles obviously close on the first of the month. Okay. So, Cody, I'd be watching the weekly. Okay, but that looks very, very, very oversold. I don't know too much about that project, but I would be watching for the weekly on it. We got SNX. SNX is another one that's just getting railed here. So that one's very oversold as well. Again, I don't know anything about this project. Looks like it's making new lows. I really don't like this project here. I don't like projects that are going down into the right. I want projects that are going up into the right. Okay, look at Bitcoin. Up and to the right, baby. Up and to the right. Something like SNX, okay, looks bearish, okay, just going down. So personally, I don't like it. That's when I'd probably wait for the monthly on if I was going to play it. I wouldn't even look at the weekly. We got MMM. This is a stock. Monthly chart, that's a reversal there. You got a red dot there on the monthly. So I would, you should have been taking profits up here in the red zone. If you guys have that Fibonacci tool, okay, by the way, if you guys do not have these tools, the red and green dot indicator, the Fibonacci, everything that we're talking about here, you guys can download my whole trading layout by coming over here to the trading indicator tab. Just click on this link right here. It takes a couple of clicks and everything loads directly into your TradingView account. If you guys have trouble with that or need support, feel free to email me. My email is right here, overkill@overkillinvesting.club. But this Fibonacci right here, guys, we want to be taking profits up in this zone. When price gets back up here to the red and you get a red dot on the daily in the red zone, that's when you want to take profits. So 3M, if you're still in it, I would put a stop loss at 130. And I would play that, but with the red dot on the monthly, you need to set a stop loss, right? Because you don't want to sit through this, right? This is scary. That's scary. Okay, so set that stop loss right there at that level I told you at 130. 130 on your stop loss for 3M. If it goes back up here to 150 or so, I'd sell it. But your selling opportunity was when we were at the top of that red zone right there, getting red dots. Okay, right there at 154, 155. Got Drake says any green dot on XRP yet? XRP does not have a green dot yet. Nope, not on the monthly or the weekly. Okay, not on the monthly or the weekly chart. Okay, watching the weekly like a hawk. Again, the last weekly one that came was right here in November. Okay, that was at 50 cents. It ripped all the way up to 350. The monthly chart also came back here in August. We were buying XRP at 50 cents, guys. Okay, ripped all the way up to 350. So those are both great signals. Okay, even these signals were good to be buying on down here, 50, 60 cents. I mean, XRP just went sideways for like a year and a half before it had this big move. But I like the fact that XRP is putting in a doji here. This shows you that buyers are stepping in at these levels. But I want that confirmation from the weekly before I would buy more here. Honestly, I wouldn't buy more unless it went down to like 150 or we got a green dot there. We need to pump tomorrow or the next day. We need to hold on to $2 for XRP. That's a huge level for XRP. Okay, the bulls have been holding it up above that level for a very long time. So waiting on the green dot. I would watch the weekly chart for XRP if you want to play it. If you're in it right now and you want to set a stop, that's probably a safe play if you want to protect your investment here. Okay, because again, we were buying at 50 cents, guys. We were buying down here at these levels. So what I want to see from XRP's chart is a weekly green dot. Okay, when we get that, it will be called out over there in the Discord under that channel. William says Hood. HOOD. This is Robinhood. I love this. I think this is a great company. I mean, besides the fact that they screwed everybody over on the GameStop saga, they look solid. And really nice bounce off of 30 there. Okay, nice big bull hammer on the monthly chart. Going to see a green dot pop up here on the weekly this week. If you're in Hood or you're playing Hood, I would just set a stop loss right there at $40. But this thing looks like it's going to break out back up there to 64, 60 or 60 to 65. Hood looks good. I would buy Hood on any red day right here as long as we hold on to that $40 level. $40 is a big support level for Robinhood. Kevin says ATOS, therapeutics company. Okay, monthly's red. So if you want to play that, I mean, you got the weekly here showing these therapeutic stocks. So penny stocks, I'm not a big fan of penny stocks. It doesn't work as well with our strategy. But if you're going to play that green dot on the weekly, I'd put a stop loss at 55 cents there on ATOS. Paul says XCN. Let's check XCN out. That thing had a huge move there. Huge move last week. I've seen some of you guys talking about it in the Discord, but you got that green dot there last. I think that came around a penny to, I don't even know where it came, to be honest with you, but the daily dots were coming down here at about a penny, just under a penny, and the thing ripped all the way up to 3 cents. So What I would do if you're in this, I would set a stop loss at 0.015 to protect your investment. Because again, if you're using our strategy, you're adding on the green dots. You should have been in somewhere around a penny off of this dot right here if you're playing it. So you're up. If your stop loss hits, you're still going to make 50%, but this has potential to go back up here to 3 to 5. But the chart is still looking bullish. I mean, it is still very bullish. It's got a green dot on the weekly, and the dot's still green as well on the monthly. It looks very interesting. It's at 2 cents. So what I would do is just set your stop loss at 0.015, so you don't have to ride that thing all the way down. If it goes back up to 3 to 3.5, I would sell it. But stop loss at 0.015 on that, penny and a half. We got ILMN. What name are you talking about, Drake? What name are you talking about there? ILMN is still red on the monthly, so you can look at the weekly here. You got the weekly dot. So if you want to play that one, I put a stop loss right there at 68, and that's got a gold dot as well. So yeah, if you want to play this, put a stop loss at like 68.50. Call it $68 on the stop loss for ILMN. XRP. Well, that's up to you, man. I mean, if it depends on your time frame. If it was me, it's really tough. I mean, if you set it down here at 150, right, you're talking about a 26% drop. So that sucks, right? I think if it breaks down below $2, is if that's when you're going to see a big nasty sell-off. So if I was holding XRP, if I wanted to set a stop loss, I'd probably put it at 195, and then I would look to buy it again down at 150 to $1. Okay, that's how I would play XRP here. Okay, I'd put a stop loss right around 195 if I was going to set a stop loss. That's just me. Okay, because $2 is a big level. Okay, and you actually don't even need to think about your stop loss until you see a red dot on the daily. So if it gives you a red dot, then you can assess. But I'll tell you what, there will be a red dot on the chart if we break back down below $2 there on XRP. H-bar from Ian. That one's got a nice doji candle here, guys. We've been talking about this for a while here on H-bar. This is the scenario I'm looking for, guys. Okay, what happened back here in the last bull run in 2021? Okay, back in 2021, that was the last bull run. Look at the patterns here, guys. This is a chart of H-bar. Okay, this was 4 years ago. We had this big run up for 3 months, and then we sold off for 3 months. Okay, so big run up, big sell off, and then we ripped to all-time highs. So I'm looking at a very similar pattern here. 3 months up, 3 months down. Okay, I'm thinking this summer is when you're going to see the 1, 2, 3 months all the way up there to all-time highs. I think you could easily see H-bar above 50 cents by the end of August. And that's just my 2 cents. It doesn't have the weekly dot yet, but when I see the weekly dot on H-bar is when I would take my position. And that could come this week or next week. Again, it's lagging. So a lot of the names like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, I think even Algorand has a weekly dot. Yeah, Algorand right now, guys. That is a freaking prime time looking setup right there, dude. Algo weekly. Boom, dude. Okay. So H-bar doesn't have one yet. So that means H-bar is lagging, right? But you have this super bullish looking candle there on the monthly. So again, I think crypto's about to shock the world. Everyone's so bearish right now. I just keep laughing. It's like, you guys just want to buy when everyone's excited about it. Now people are calling for the bear market now that we're down here at 16 cents. You should have been calling for the bear market up here at 40 cents. So if you're shorting the market right now, guys, and it's already down 60, 70%, you're too late. You're too late. You should have been shorting up here. Should have been shorting down. But I think this is the move that's going to play out on H-bar right here. Boom, boom, rip it. I think you'll see H-bar about 50 cents by the end of summer. Okay, and I would buy H-bar on the next weekly green dot. Again, the last weekly dots came back here at 4 cents, 4 or 5 cents. Boom. That's a 10x trade right there. Okay, so I would watch for that weekly on H-bar. BKSY. Black Sky Technology. That's red on the monthly. So I would wait for a weekly dot. If it's red on the monthly, I would wait for a weekly dot. The weekly, it's red on the monthly. Okay. If it's green on the monthly, you want to look for positions on the daily. Okay, because if it's green on the monthly, that means we're in an uptrend, and you want to buy the pullbacks on the daily. But if the monthly's red, you want to look at the weekly, because the weekly is going to feed the monthly. So I'd wait for a weekly dot here on BKSY. Nike. Okay, Nike, they're getting raped on their tariffs from China. All their products are made in China. So, yes, we did back here, guys. But again, no indicator is 100%. You have to take into consideration some other things sometimes, like the tariffs. And right when Trump announced that, they 20-30%. So, yeah, it's scary right now. So I would wait for a green dot here on the weekly. But honestly, it's tough, man. I don't know. I've always thought Nike's kind of a dying company, but I could be wrong. But their stock has just been in free fall for the last 3 years. So that tells you something. And yeah, I honestly would not buy Nike until the tariffs go away. Okay. And if you want to play it, I wait for a weekly, but that tariff situation with them is going to kill their company, dude. I mean, they make all their money off making their shit in China, all their shoes, everything. So that good stuff. How does a golden dot indicator work? Yeah, so we've been talking about it, but typically, right, the larger the time frame on our indicator, if you guys are talking about the red and green, we use a number of different indicators, guys. We have the EMAs, we have the Fibonacci, and again, you guys can download all of this over there in the Discord by going to that trading indicator tab over here. Boom, trading indicator tab. Just click this link and you can download it. But I have a free trading course over here that really explains everything. Okay, it goes really in depth on it. But typically, if you're talking about just the red and green indicator alone, the red and green dot indicator, okay, that thing is the most accurate on the monthly and the weekly charts. Okay, the bigger the time frame, that just means there's more data. Okay, the bigger the time frame, the better. Okay, the bigger the time frame, the better. Like I said, this monthly dot right here came in November at 92. It went all the way up to 130. That doesn't look like much on the chart, but that was a 34% move there on Nike. These ones were kind of BS again. No indicator is going to be 100%. No trading strategy is going to be 100% quality assets. But again, if you look at something like Bitcoin over the last 10 years, this thing has called the bottom every single time. Okay, right there at 300 in 2015, right here at 3,000 in 2019, and right here at 15,000 in 2023. So the bigger the time frame, the better. All it is it's a reversal signal, right? It's a potential reversal. If it's green, it means a potential reversal to the upside. Okay, if it's red, it's a potential reversal to the downside. So how we use it is we buy on the green dots and we sell on the red dots, and we have a strategy for it. And you can learn more about that strategy in that free trading course over there. Again, that trading course is completely free. There's like 7 or 8 videos if you're new. Go check that out over there. Overkillinvestingclub.com. What else we got over here in the Discord? We got BK. It's like a bank stock. So that's red on the monthly. So you're going to want to watch for the weekly on that one. Gill, this is Gilead Science. Again, that one looks like it's about ready to take a tumble as well. It's trying to reverse here. Let's look at the daily. I would put a stop loss at like $100 if you're going to play that. It's got a green dot there on the daily. It needs to hold on to $100 if you're going to play this one. This is actually a pretty big. This is actually a pretty big company here. So I might actually add that one to our watch list. But that one's got a green dot today. If you want to play that one, again, the dot is still green. So the dot still means we're going up, right? We're still going up, but it needs to hold on to $100. So if you're in that one, if you're taking that signal right there, you could even move your stop loss up to like 102. But $100 has to be your stop loss. If $100 breaks, this thing's going to free fall back down. But healthcare stocks look really good right now. So I would be a buyer of this today, and I would set a stop loss right there at $100 if I wanted to play Gilead. But it's up there in the red zone, so you want to set a tight stop. I'd actually probably set it right there at like 103 on the stop loss on that. But if you get a red dot tomorrow, I would sell it. If it breaks 103, you'll see that red dot. We got MU. I think we covered MU. Marvel. This one had a golden dot here last week as well. That's one of the signals that went off. It's just been absolutely annihilated along with some of these other stocks. So if it's still red on the monthly, right? If you want to jump the gun on the dot on the monthly chart, what you want to do is look at the weekly, okay? And that's looking like it's trying to build a position right here above $50. So I would just look to enter on the weekly dot. Again, the last weekly that came was right there at 65. Thing ripped all the way up to 128. What's the daily telling you today? The daily's still gold. So if you're playing the golden dot, what I would do is put a stop loss right there at $49. $49 on the stop loss for Marvel if you're playing that golden dot. But again, this thing's been absolutely annihilated down 3 months in a row. And this wave is just way down here right now. So you could get a little bounce in the short term, but I'd be watching $49 on that. We got ABNB. That's Airbnb, I believe. Yep. Airbnb. Still red on the monthly and red on the weekly. So that one also gave a golden dot as well, I remember. So I'd be watching 110. Put a stop loss at 110. If 110 breaks, I'd try to buy it lower. Okay. Stop loss has to be at 110 if you played that golden dot. Okay. 110 as your stop loss on Airbnb there. Okay. Again, still red on the monthly, still red on the weekly. So make sure 110 holds on Airbnb there. We got SOXL. This is that ETF we were talking. We were looking at this one at around $8. Again, the last time this the green dot came was back here in February at $9. Thing went all the way up to 70. Okay, this green dot came right here in July at $9, went all the way up to 70. That's an 800% move. So what I'm watching for on this is that monthly. I think you got the weekly showing up, not yet. Okay, but you're probably going to get that here in the next couple of weeks. I like this one. Okay, it's a very, very risky play because it's a leveraged ETF. What you're going to want to do is set a stop loss at that low right there at 7. Okay, stop loss at $7 if you're playing that one. But again, you want to wait for the monthly confirmation if you want to be absolutely sure, okay, of a bottom. So doesn't look like a bad place to add some and go long. But if you want to set a stop loss, put it at 7 or just buy more. But I would nibble on this if you wanted to own it for the long term. It's an ETF, so it's a leveraged ETF. So that means it moves really big. So it holds $7. We got ICE. That one's up there in the red zone. So again, I don't want to buy. Well, actually, it's not. It's actually trying to reverse here. I got a green dot there on the weekly, but the monthly's red. Weekly's pointing down. I'd set a tight stop on this one at 155. 155 has to be your stop. We got Realty Income. That one's red there on the monthly, but the weekly looks like it's trying to turn up. I just watched 52 on that one. I put a stop loss at 52. What's the daily say? Okay, trying to break out here. That's actually a really nice breakout there. I put a stop at 52, 54 if you want to be less conservative on it. Realty Income looks like a ret. We got Main, M-A-I-N. Main Street Capital, that one's red there on the monthly. So that one's coming down. I'd wait for a weekly dot on that one if you wanted to play it. Okay, if the monthly's red, you want to jump the gun, I would wait for a weekly dot. Again, the last weekly dot that came when the wave was down here was back in 2023 at $40. It went all the way up to 64. So just wait for that confirmation. We got MPLX. That one's up there in the red zone as well. Also red there on the monthly. Trying to reverse here. I'd use a stop loss at 48 if you were playing that one. We got RGTI. One of them quantum computing stocks here. Okay, nice reversal candle here on the monthly. Weekly chart, nothing yet. But it looks like it could potentially come. I'd be watching $8 there on RGTI. This one's just really choppy right now. It looks like a trader stock. Okay, it's just up and down and up and down and up and down. So $8 is a big level for that one. RXRX. That one sold off hard, but got sucked right back up there at $4. Yeah, I don't know about this one either, but it's right here down into a very important level. So you can see it bottomed right here in 2022, bottomed again right here in 2023, bottomed right here in 2023 again, and it's touching that same level. So as long as that one can hold on to $4, I like it. as long as it can hold on to 4. If you bought it here, okay, or you're going to buy it, I would just make sure it holds $4 because that has been the support for the last 3 or 4 years. Okay, $4 is a big support level on RXRX. That looks like a pharmaceutical company. We got GRT. GRT's got the weekly showing this week, still red on the monthly, but the fact that we got a weekly here shows that we are close, right? We are close. When we get these green dots on the weekly, that tells you, hey, we're close to a bottom here. Next month or two, okay, we're coming. Boom. Ripsky. This is where everyone wants to buy GRT. This is where everyone wants to buy GRT. No one wants to buy it down here at 7 cents. If you're long on the project, I'd nibble on some here off the weekly. Okay, I'd nibble on some on that weekly dot. Again, I think the monthly dots are going to come in May or June. I think you're going to see monthly dots in May or June across the board on cryptocurrency. And that's just my prediction, folks. If it happens, awesome. But it's not very often you get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 month dip. Okay. 5 months in a row consecutively. GRT has never dropped for 5 months in a row. Actually, I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it did drop for 5 months in a row right there and then had the reversal. Okay, that was a big reversal too. That was like 300%. Okay, 150%. I'm sorry. It went from 3 cents. Well, I don't even know. Okay, this was like at what, 6 cents up to 24. That's a 300% move. Yeah, 300% move from 6 cents all the way up to 24. So 5 months in a row, guys, not normal. It rarely happens. Okay, rarely happens. And all it means is that we just sat through one of these capitulation dips. Okay, Trump's in, right? Everything's going to the moon. No. Okay, it's not. It's going to dip first. Okay, it's what they're doing. They're flushing retail out. So everyone's tired. You guys saw in the bull run, we had 150 to 200 people on these lives. We have 50 between Facebook and YouTube right now. Okay, why is that? Because people aren't excited anymore. People are bored, right? People are tired of watching their money go down. They're off to chase the next big shiny object. But I can bet you, because I've been doing this for almost 8 years, that when we start going parabolic again, you're going to see these live numbers. We're going to be back at 200-300 people on the live because everyone's excited again. No one's excited down here. I get it. I'm not excited. I'm tired. I'm tired of watching the markets go down, right? It's been 5 months of just red. But that is the market, guys. I mean, that is what the stock market and the crypto markets do, right? If you give up down, you're never going to be rich, right? You're never going to make money if you're selling and quitting down here. Never. Okay, because that's what everybody gives up, right? Everyone gives up down here. Okay, everyone's excited to buy everything down up here. Everyone's, oh my God, right? Bitcoin, it's at 110,000. I better buy it. No, no, you shouldn't buy it up here, dude. Why? Because we have indicators that tell us, hey, not a good time to be buying up here, dude. Okay, it's in the red zone. We don't want to buy up here. This is when everyone's excited. Okay, no one's excited after we drop for 5 months. So just keep that in mind, guys. I mean, I get it. It affects me as just as much as it affects you. But if you're buying good quality projects, good quality assets that you believe in, they're going to bounce back. It always bounces back, right? There's money to be made on the downside, and there's money to be made on the upside. Okay, eventually the pendulum's going to swing back in our favor, and everyone's going to be shouting for. Right? Everyone's going to be on Twitter. Oh my God, right? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Right? Link's going to be at $50 and everyone's going to be losing their fucking minds. Okay. And we're buying down here at 15 bucks. We're going to be selling it to them when they're all up here excited. They're going to be losing their minds. And we're just going to say, hey, take it. You can have it. Right? I'm up 400%. You can have my chain link. I don't care about it. I'm not emotional about it. Okay. You can have it. That's what we're waiting for. Right here is where the money's made, guys. This is where the money's made. If you're still in the market and you're holding or you're buying more at these levels, you will be rewarded. If you're buying good assets, I'm not talking about shit coins or meme coins or penny stocks, but if you're buying good quality names and holding, okay, the next time we have that surgical freaking move, and I think it's going to be this summer, okay, you're going to be prepared to sell because you already had your bags loaded. Again, everybody wants to buy it up here. This is the psychology of the market, right? You don't want to trade with the herd. If retail is not excited, that is when you should be buying. If retail is shouting and screaming and yelling and telling you how great they are, that is when you want to sell. Okay, that's when you want to dump it. Okay, but I could tell you guys just from the numbers of my live streams, of the Discord chat, people are in despair. They just watch their portfolios go down 50, 60%, some people, right? And they aren't willing to hold through the pain and catch the rebound, because I think we're going much higher than those November highs. I think Chainlink will one day, I don't know when. Again, my prediction is the end of summer, but I could be wrong. But I know Chainlink is a good project. Therefore, I own it. And I'm buying and waiting for this kind of a move. This was not the bull run. Okay, this 1-2 month up, down. This is a bull run, guys. This takes years to develop. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 months. That's a year of just going up. Okay, we went up for like 45 days and then dumped. Okay, this is a bull run. This is not a bull run. This is the beginning of a bull run. Okay, this is what we're sitting through, is a shakeout. You guys are in the middle of a correction. Okay, and corrections aren't fun to sit through. Okay, especially if you didn't use a stop loss. So that's my 2 cents, guys. I mean, that's it. Call it, take how you want. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. But it's the psychology of the market. If you're buying when everyone else is yelling bull market and screaming how excited they are and how much money they made and all that shit, that's when you need to be selling. That's when you need to be thinking about emptying your bags. So we have the indicators that tell us when that time is, guys. So I don't think we've seen anything yet. I don't think it hasn't even happened yet. Yeah, you had names like XRP go up 600%, but some of these other names have lagged. Okay. And I think the end of summer is when we're going to lose their minds. QBTS, this is a quantum computing stock. This one's too choppy for me, man. I don't know. It's like a penny stock. So, man, if you're in this one, I'd use $6 as your stop loss. 6 needs to hold. TEN. What else we got? TEN looks like an energy company. That one's green on the weekly, but this thing's a falling knife here. I'd wait for the monthly dot on TEN. What else we got here? We got Cindy for BBAI. BBAI has lost that $3 level. It's another AI stock. It's just, man, it's just ugly. It just needs some, juice here. I'd wait for a weekly dot if you want to buy it again. Okay, but the monthly's red. So, yeah, it's not looking so hot. BBI is not looking so hot. Okay, it needs to hold 250. I'd set a stop. If 250 breaks, it's going to come down to $1 or $2. Okay, again, you guys were in the chat when this thing was going parabolic, right? Up in February, everyone was wanting to buy this thing at $10, right? Everyone was saying how great they are, buying it at $9, $10. Now it's down here at 260, and there's just nobody talking about it. So if you believe in the company, again, I don't know anything about BBAI. Okay, they make about $50 million a quarter, so they're like a penny stock. They are a penny stock. But yeah, honestly, if you believe in the company, I'd continue to hold. And what I would do is I would average down on a weekly dot. Yeah, average down on the next weekly dot on BBAI. And then you said Google. Google's got a weekly green, nice reversal candle here on the monthly. And the weekly's got a green dot here. So how I would play Alphabet here is I would use a stop loss probably at 150. 150 on the stop loss if you're going to Google here. Okay, but it looks good with that weekly. Again, the last time we got a weekly was right here. That was back at 160, about the price we're sitting at now, and it went up to 209. So if this reversal is for real, I don't think we're going to break back down below 150. So if you're going to buy it and use a stop loss at 150 on Google. Again, if 150 breaks, I would sell it. What else we got? You said Cava, C-A-V-A. That's got a weekly on. Okay, this one doesn't look bad. Okay, it's got the weekly green dot. I'd put a stop loss at 79. 79 on the stop loss if you were buying this one. Again, weekly green dot I'd be playing here, and a reversal candle here on the monthly. This thing's been hit really, really hard in this dip. So $80 or 79 looks like a really good stop loss for that, Cindy. FTM from Gorin. What's going on, my brother? FM needs the weekly. You got a nice reversal candle here on the monthly. I would buy the next weekly dot. What else we got? IMX. Getting racked. Okay, right back down here to the 2022 low before we went back up. It's got a green weekly this week. And that monthly chart, I mean, you're sitting right on the low, like right at that low, that support level from back in 2022. So if you're going to play this, I'd buy it here off the weekly, and I would just use a stop loss at 35 cents. 35 cents would be a good stop level. That's where we bounced last time. So if this weekly dot is for real, we should not break below 35 cents. I'd put a stop loss right there. UVIX. I don't know about this one. This one looks like an ETF. Yeah, I can't really give you the breakdown on this one. I'm sorry. XCN we covered. He says your indicator is excellent. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Good. Very good. Lunar. Oh, that's a stock, I believe. So this one's setting up pretty nicely. The weekly signal will be the tell there. $6 is your stop loss, but again, if it's red on the monthly, you want to wait for the weekly signal, and that's putting in a really nice doji here. I would just use that stop loss at $6 if you're going to play it, and then wait for that green dot for confirmation of the bottom. But it doesn't look like it wants to break down below 6. That one's setting up pretty nicely, Dakota. Jose says DMN. Damon. Ooh, this one looks ugly, dude. Unless you're talking about a stock or a crypto. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's got a gold dot, guys, but I mean, this thing, less than a penny. So, I mean, it's 0.0004. What does this thing even do? I mean, this would be something you like throw $1,000 or a very small amount of money on and just pray for it to come back. But that is really ugly. I'd love to know what this stock is, Jose, if you got some insight there in the chat. XVG. XVG USD, maybe. Looks like a crypto. Okay. So it's still red on the monthly. You're looking at the weekly here. You're probably going to get that weekly signal. So this one doesn't look bad. I would just use a stop loss at, I mean, I just wait for the green dot to buy it, but it looks like it's setting up pretty nicely here at 0.0003. I don't know anything about this project. So you're going to want to make sure it holds on to these lows right here at 0.0003 on that one. Gala. I can't type. Gala also still red on the monthly, but I believe that one has the green dot here on the weekly. So again, the last time we got these weekly green dots was back here in 2024, and we did the Ripsky. Okay, we went from 0.015 all the way up to 7 cents. That was a massive, massive move right there. Okay, 380, and you're getting the same exact signals right here. So how I play Gala is I just use a stop loss at a penny, but I don't see that one breaking down below a penny. Okay, that one looks good here. DPST. Okay, monthly selling off there. Weekly looks like it wants to return. Looks like the regional banks. It's a 3x levered share or levered ETF. So ETFs, guys, are very dangerous. Okay, they're very dangerous, especially if you're going long. A lot of people just trade these, but that way I'd buy it on the weekly dot here if you're going to play it. That looks really interesting, actually. I'm going to go ahead and add that one into my watch list. I like to track those ETFs. I've never heard of this one before, though. So good call out there. Thank you. Okay, I'd watch for the weekly on that one. But again, 3x leverage is very, very risky. And that one actually had a gold dot last week. So if you're playing that one, if you want to buy it, I'd use a stop loss at 45. No problem. Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love doing this. LRC. That one is still selling off here as well. Okay, monthly is still red. Weekly dot showing up this week, so not a bad place to take a jab at it if you want to play that 5-month right dip. Last time we dipped 5 months, we had a nice big 85-90% move there. So I'd buy this one off the weekly, and I'd remain long in it on LRC. What else we got over here in the Discord? We got Vuzi. We covered that. We got Ocean. I believe that's Ocean Protocol. What's the monthly? Okay, nice reversal here on the monthly chart. And you got the weekly green dot. So as long as this one can hold on to its low right there at 15 cents, I'd remain bullish on that one. Okay, bouncing at these 2022 lows. This is what I'm saying, guys. We're at 2022 lows right now on some of these alts. Okay, big support levels here. So I like Ocean above 15 here. And that one also had a golden dot as well. Okay, look at that. Golden dot came right there at 16, went all the way up there to 45. And it's got the green dot showing up here on the weekly chart. So Ocean looks good. I'd be a buyer of Ocean at these levels. Okay, and I just used that stop loss at 15 cents. I don't see us breaking down below 15 cents. We got the VIX. This thing coming down yet? Yep, this thing's finally coming down. Okay, so what the VIX is, this is the volatility index. Okay, every time spikes is when we have those big buying opportunities. So this thing spiked. Every time this thing is above 40, it's a great time to buy. Okay, and this was all the way up here at 60. Up here at 60 bucks. Up there in April, and now it's just selling off, right? We got the red dot. So this is a good sign for the markets. The VIX coming down is bullish for the markets, okay? And this thing looks like it wants to tank. So this is why I'm bullish, guys. There's so many indications right now to be bullish about the markets right now that if people are just how everybody was super bullish, right? Let's just go to a chart of XRP, right? I mean, people are still pretty bullish on XRP. But again, up here at $3, everybody was losing their minds. Right? So just how everyone gets overly bullish, people get overly bearish. Okay. So if the herd's saying, oh, bear market, those are the same people that were saying, right, buy up here at 330. I was telling you guys to sell on that red dot on XRP. I said sell some. I didn't say sell it all, but I said sell some at 330. And that was the top. Okay. Very clear signal, red dot in the red zone, very clear signal. Okay. And now it's just sitting at 2. So I think there's a lot of reasons, and the VIX is one of them to be bullish about. The fact that when the VIX goes up, the markets go down, right? We've gone up over the last the VIX has gone up over the last 2 weeks, okay? And now it's dropping. So the markets go down when the VIX goes up. When the VIX goes down, the markets go up. The markets go down when the VIX goes up, and the markets go up when the VIX go down. So the VIX is going down. It's got a red dot. Okay, that's a very good sign for the markets there. Very good sign for the markets. Yeah, guys, if you want the indicator, it's right over here. You guys can download it right here. I got a whole free trading course on how to use it here. And you guys can download the exact same layout, everything that we're talking about today by clicking on this link right here over in the trading indicator tab. Okay, it takes a couple of clicks and everything loads right up. If you guys need help, my email is right there. But I'd highly recommend checking out that course if you guys are new. We're getting pretty close here, folks. Total 3, we covered the total 3. Jasmine. Okay, if you guys missed coverage, we got all the replays posted over there in the Discord as well. But Jasmine, I'm really liking Jasmine here. Nice reversal candle here on the monthly. That one had called out last week. I'm a buyer of Jasmine at these levels, folks. I love Jasmine down here. Again, everyone's losing their minds about Jasmine up here at 6 cents. No one wants to buy it down here at a penny. Okay, everyone's screaming about it up here. Nobody's talking about it down here. Okay, the psychology of the market 101. We go on a big run. Everyone's screaming, shouting, yelling. Down here, no one's talking about it. That's why it's called the stealth phase. But Jasmine, don't sleep on this one. I think this one could absolutely explode back up here to the highs. Okay, I like that one as long as it holds on to a penny. But I'm an absolute buyer of Jasmine. I have been for about a week or two. And again, I think crypto to explode in the summer, guys. I think summertime, right? The sun's going to be shining. The markets are going to be ripping. The birds are going to be chirping. The fish are going to be biting. Okay, and we're all going to be having a great time. Okay, FLR, same thing. Green dot on the weekly. Nice reversal candle here on the monthly. I'm a buyer of FLR at these levels. I really like FLR. And again, guys, I think crypto is about to explode into May and June. I think it's going to blow people's minds. I mean, the fact that we sold off this hard is insane. Okay, the bigger the dip, the bigger the rip. And I think the rip ski's coming here on FLR. Both of those look good, Daniel. B Mark. Stocks monthly healthcare is about to do the Ripski. Shout out to B Mark in the Discord. Monthly chart. Okay, that one's green, but I don't like the fact that it's getting close to the red zone. So if I were playing this, I would use a stop loss at 320 there. 320 on the stop loss for CI. Yes, it does have a monthly, but you want to protect yourself from the downside there. You should have entered there. Looks like yesterday, but stop loss should be right there at 320 on that. We got ELV. Good call out here as well. That one's also got a green monthly dot as well. B Mark knows what's up over there in the Discord. 420 be my stop loss if you're going to play that one. 420 is a big level. HCA. Also looking good. That one had the green dot today. So if you're going to play that one, use 320 as your stop loss on HCA. But that one also, green dot of the monthly. Again, the green dot on the monthly chart, guys, is the most accurate signal you can get, okay, for a reversal, okay, a long-term reversal. Again, we're 1 to 6 months out on our investments. We're not day traders. We are swing traders, guys, 1 to 6 months out on all investments. Okay, if you guys would have bought this green dot back here in January of 2024, right there at 270, you would have made 53% all the way to the top. Okay, that happened in like a 6-month period, 6 to 8 month period. You're getting the same signal right here. They do have earnings, but I would be a buyer of this name, and I would just use that stop loss right there at like call it 320 on the stop. Good call outs there, B Mark. XCN we covered. GEHC. That one's been murdered down to the bottom. Oh my God, that one's falling off a cliff. Okay, but trying to reverse there. I mean, if you want to buy God, that had a huge dip there. I'd use a stop loss at 60 if you were going to play that, but it looks like they got earnings coming up here. They're a legit company that's making money, and their stock got absolutely plummeted down there. So I'd honestly probably buy this one and put a stop loss at 60 bucks on that. ETHA. Oh, Ethereum ETF here, guys. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to add that to my ETF list, actually. Nice. ETHA, that's the Ethereum ETF. Okay, again, falling off a freaking cliff here. Was all the way up at 32. It's down at 12 bucks right now. But showing signs of a reversal here. That one had the golden dot back here in March around 13. It's sitting at right there at 12. That weekly dot looks like it's coming very soon. And even Ethereum had the weekly dot this week as well. You see Ethereum give you the same signal we got back here in 2024 at 2,300. Did the Ripski all the way up to 4,000. So I'm bullish on Ethereum and I'm bullish on ETHA, the ETF. ET, that one had a golden dot show up today. Golden dot is the most accurate signal you can get on the daily. I would just use a stop loss at 16 bucks if you're playing this one. But the weekly looks good. The daily looks good. The monthly, not so hot. But if we can get a green dot here on the weekly this week, we should go back up there to $20, $22. But that did have the golden dot. So if you're playing the golden dot, I would just use that stop loss at like 16 bucks. Okay. And if that thing can break over 17, you're going to see it do the Ripski there. MPC. MPC. Okay, monthly's looking ugly on this one, but the weekly's trying to reverse. So I would watch 120 on this one. 120 is going to be a big, big level. That one's trying to reverse. Energy stocks have been hit really, really hard. Really, really hard. Okay, they sold off really hard with that dip that we experienced. But 120 is a big level. Honestly, I'd wait for the monthly to buy this one. Wait for the monthly dot on MPC. But they're a big, huge energy company, guys. Massive energy company. They make like $33 billion a quarter. So huge company. And I think this sell-off, honestly, is a gift. So if you want the confirmation, wait for the monthly. But that weekly looks like it's going to print very soon. And they got earnings coming up there in May. HBAR, we covered Ondo. Ondo Finance. Okay, reversal candle here on the monthly. And you got the weekly dot showing up here. So I'm a buyer of Ondo at these levels. Okay, I like the green candle here. We don't got any data on the monthly, so we're looking at the weekly, and the weekly's giving you the buy signal here. So Ondo, I'm an absolute buyer of it. Again, I think any crypto right now is in absolute levels, guys. A must buy. Okay. A must buy at these levels. QNT, same thing. That one's still red on the monthly. I would buy that thing on the green weekly. And that one looks like it's not going to break down below 60. So once you get that weekly dot confirmation, I would take an entry there on QNT. Watch that one over in the Discord. Again, we call out all the dots on the monthly, the weekly, the daily, and also the golden dot here inside of the Discord for you guys. So QNT is going to be a really good one to buy on a weekly. What else we got? Lost my place here. There we go. VET, VeChain. I believe VeChain had the weekly showing up. Yeah, I'm a buyer of VeChain at these levels. Yep. Got the reversal candle there on the monthly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Buy the crap out of this one here off that weekly dot. Okay, that looks beautiful. Again, everyone's excited to buy VeChain at 8 cents. No one's excited to buy it at 2. That is a massive buy signal there for VeChain. CRO. CRO's got another weekly green dot here as well. Okay. Let me actually call these out really quick over here. We got CRO weekly chart. Bang. What else did we get? We got VeChain. VeChain was the other one. VeChain weekly chart. Boom. And we had Ondo. Ondo, baby. Ondo weekly chart. Okay, I'm actually going to add VeChain onto the watch list for this week. It's on the red list, but I'm putting it on the green list. We got VeChain, and what was the other one? Ondo. CRO, I believe, is already on there. Yes, it is. Ondo's already on there. So VeChain's on the watch list. Now, if you guys missed the watch list from last week, we dropped that on Friday. Okay, that was the Overkill watch list. That was on Friday. If you guys want to go watch that, that link is right over there in the latest tab. All the replays to these streams are posted over here in case you guys missed some coverage. Okay, that's right over there, the previous video. What do we got for news? And you get all the news over here as well. Trump administration says U.S. may buy Bitcoin using tariff revenue. Well, wouldn't that be nice? Fuckers. Do something, will you? Argentina president says he's ready to sign a new trade deal with the U.S. Shout out to Argentina, man. Didn't that guy rug a meme coin or something? Pretty sure he rugged a meme coin. DOT we covered, HBAR we covered, XLM. XLM, no weekly yet. Okay, that one's still red on the monthly and the weekly, so I'd wait for the weekly confirmation. But again, if these markets are going to pick up here, you should see that weekly dot pop up this week. I would say watch 20 cents on XLM there. Algorand. Okay, this is a huge buy too. This is probably one of my favorite setups right now on the weekly and the monthly. You can see the monthly reversal candle there as well. Algorand, probably one of my favorite setups at the moment. If I were going to buy something today, I'd probably choose Algorand. Okay, that's a massive setup there. Massive setup here. Beautiful looking setup. That's a buy. I'm going to actually put that one on the watch list as well. It's already on the watch list. That was from Friday. CMG. Chipotle Mexican. Monthly still falling here. So it's got the green weekly here. This one's tough. 45 is a big level for CMG. 45 is a big level. Okay, it doesn't look too strong. You just want that one to hold on to 45. DJT, yeah, finally getting that weekly dot, guys, on DJT. This is Trump's media company. Again, the last time we got a green dot with the wave way down here, boom, right there, was all the way back here in September. It went from 15 all the way up to 55. So you're getting the same signal here, okay, at the same price. I mean, it bounced literally at $15. I think DJT is going to be way higher here. I think it'll be back up between 50 and 60 by the end of summer here, guys. So buckle up. You're getting that dot this week. You're on the weekly, and that monthly's trying to reverse here. So this is going to be a big week for DJT. If we get a big move tomorrow, this move is going to, I mean, this happens really fast. It took like 3-4 weeks for that move to happen last time. So, I mean, you're seeing the signal right here get called out today on April 14th. So Yeah, I'm a buyer in DJT here. Swift coin. This one had a nice move. So you're seeing some of these altcoins start to pop off, right? This is a signal that, hey, something's going on here. Something's buying, right? You had names like this. You had OXN, or what is that one called? OCN? OXC? Whatever you guys have been talking about for the last couple days. Oh, XCN. Yeah, look at this. Big move there. So you're starting to see some of these smaller altcoins pop off. That's a good sign. Okay, and this one's giving you a weekly signal this week. Got a big reversal candle there on the monthly. And yeah, I would play this one with a stop loss at a penny. A penny needs to be your stop loss. Watch for the continuation though on this. Okay, that one looks like it has some more juice in it. You can even move your stop loss up to like right there at 0.012, so you're not risking as much on the dip, but that could definitely hit that. I'd put it at 0.011. 0.011 on the stop loss for Swift, but you could hold on to that, or you could take some profits down here at 0.07. You were up around 200% there. It went 200% in 4 days, and now it's just kind of going sideways. So I would say a big level for that is, yeah, 0.011 to 0.012. We got SOXL. We talked about that one. We talked about MU. We got APA. Okay, this one's getting whacked. Okay, getting destroyed. So I wouldn't touch this one. I'd wait for a monthly dot, but this just doesn't look good. Doesn't look pretty. Okay, the daily has a green dot, but again, doesn't look pretty on the weekly or the monthly. I'd wait for either one of those confirmations. We got VLE from Rainmeyer. Still selling off here. Okay, again, I told you to sell this one, or your buddy to sell it up here at 9. I told him to sell between 8.50 and 9. Okay, red dot in the red zone where we want to sell. I wouldn't touch this one here. SUI. Yeah, William. Well, to each their own. I mean, it's literally gone up to 50 to 8. It's had the same pattern happen multiple times. I mean, it went from 11 here all the way up to 26, pulled back, went all the way up to 80, pulled back, went all the way up to 50, pulled back. This is a very volatile stock. So when it runs, it runs. And, you know, now that he's president, I think there's going to be a little bit more attention on the stock than there was back here, because he wasn't president back here. He's president right here. Whether you like the guy or not, I mean, he's president of the United States. He's one of the most powerful people, if not the most powerful person in the world. So, again, we're just technical traders. Don't trade off emotion or anything like that. And it's been you capitalized on these green dots back here. I mean, you made a lot of money. 300% move is no joke in a month. That's tripling your money in a month. So, yeah, if you don't think it's going to go up, don't buy it. But I really like that signal there from the indicator. SUI. And Trump's getting very involved in cryptocurrency. It's not just a media company. It's they're like a financial service as well. So they're like buying, they're creating ETFs and stuff where institutional investors can buy and things like that. And I don't know. I think Trump knows what he's doing. I mean, I know it's been a shitty couple of months in the markets, but he's in here for 4 years. It's been 4 or 5 months now. Well, he got inaugurated in January, so January, February, March, April. So it's been 4 months. So he's got 4 years to do what he's going to do. So again, people are so short-sighted with things. They don't think about the long term. People don't think 4 years down the road where we're going to be at. People are thinking, oh, what's the price going to be tomorrow or the next day? It's like they're thinking, okay, like, you know, in a year or two, where are we going to be at? Everyone's so concerned with the price that we're going to be at tomorrow or next week. It's like, we don't take that approach to the market, just because I don't think it's a very useful one. And that's just not coming from me. I mean, you listen to some of these great investors like Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger. They tell you the same thing. Like they say you're an idiot if you track it day to day or minute to minute. You know, you're an idiot. That's coming from their mouths, not mine. So again, staying long-term here, long-term vision, 1 to 6 months out. We'll see where we're at. SUI, I like this one here too. Again, everyone's talking about SUI up here at $5. No one's talking about SUI down here at 2, right? Monthly sold off for 5 months. Again, we're in despair. So the last time we sold off for 4 months, 1, 2, 3, 4, what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, what happened? Ripski. Okay, so is that pattern going to play out again? Do you think the crypto market's going to be, let me just ask you guys this. Do you guys think the crypto market's going to be higher or lower come, say, August? Do you think we're going to be sitting at lower prices than we are at right now? Or do you think we're going to be sitting at higher prices than we are at right now in 6 months? Okay, I want to see what you guys say in the chat here. 1 to 6 months. Is crypto going to be lower or higher? I'd like to see. Okay, because if you think it's going to be higher, you should be buying at these prices. You must be buying at these prices. Okay, SUI, the last time we got a green dot down here on the weekly was at 64 cents. It went all the way up to $5. Guys, that's not a joke. That's 800% on your money. Okay, 100%. Most people are happy with 5% a year. You made 800% from August to November. Or I'm sorry, August, January, February. I'm sorry, holy cow. August, September, October, November, December. How many months is that? That's 5 months. What is our time frame? 1 to 6 months. Okay. So again, if you're worried about tomorrow's price, what we're going to do here on the hourly chart, okay, if we're going to have a little dip like this on the hourly chart and go down to $2, this isn't the channel for you guys. Okay, a 10% dip doesn't matter if you're making 800% to the top. Jason, you can get the indicator over here in my Discord. I got a free trading course over here. You can click that link in my bio or go to overkillinvesting.club. Just come to the free trading course. I would start with watching this. Okay, watch all these videos in this trading course here. And if you want the indicator that we're using here today, the red and green dots with all the other stuff, the EMAs and the Fibonacci's, you can download it right here by clicking on this link. If you have any trouble, just shoot me an email. Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty. Tons of uncertainty right now, which could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing, right? I'd much rather buy in uncertain times like this where everyone's scared than buy when everyone's just shouting for joy. Like they're just so happy. Everyone's just having a great time, right? That's just me though. I don't know. I don't know why you want to buy when everyone else is excited. No one's excited right now. Everyone's uncertain. Everyone's scared. Everyone's, that's how it is, guys. I mean, just look at this chart over here. It's just, this will tell you, okay? How are you feeling right now? Okay. Are you feeling enthusiastic? Okay. Is the media very positive about the markets right now? Are they putting out a bunch of good, positive, happy content about Bitcoin? No, they're not. They're bear market. Is the bear market coming? Is it coming? Oh my God, the bear market. Jim Cramer said the markets are going to have the worst day ever tomorrow. Okay. Are people delusional saying that Bitcoin XRP is going to go to $10,000 by the end of the year? No. They were back in December and January though. Okay. People are feeling the pain right now. It's part, if you're going to invest, if you're going to be a money manager, you got to understand the psychology of it, guys, because it's 90% psychology. Like if you could just understand where the herd is, where the herd mindset is, if they're thinking, oh my God, right? It's over, the bear market, right? And they're not screaming excited, it's probably an okay time to be buying. And like we pointed out too, another indicator there's so many indicators you can do. The VIX is a great one, guys. Every time the VIX spikes, can you guys tell me when this spike happened? We went all the way up here to 86 on the VIX. Guess when this was? This was COVID. Okay, this was the COVID dip. The VIX went all the way up to $80, $86. Okay, that was a pandemic. That was like real problems. That was like massive uncertainty. Right now, people are just like, oh my God, there's a tariff. That's not really something to be like losing your mind about, right? But the VIX spiked all the way up to 60. So the general rule with the VIX, the VIX, is if it's over 40, people are panicking, right? People are panicking if it's over 40. We got all the way up to 60. So if you guys think this is like a worse pandemic than COVID, I mean, the VIX was like at all-time highs up here. This was back in 08. So the all-time highs on the VIX was in 08, 2008. You guys remember 2008? I don't, because I was like in grade school. But the VIX in 08 was at 95. That was the housing crash. That's when everything collapsed, right? And then the second biggest high on the VIX was up here in COVID. That was 85. It almost hit all-time highs in COVID. Okay, and they were shutting down. People couldn't leave their houses during this time. I mean, no one knew what was going to happen. And now, oh my God, there's a tiff. Everybody just panic, run, right? We got to 60. Wasn't as big of a deal, right? This is scary. Right? This is like, oh my God. But what happened in COVID? Let's go to Bitcoin's chart in COVID here, just for fun. I mean, we're just having fun today, right? Here was the COVID dip. Right here, 2020. What did Bitcoin do? Oh, Bitcoin was sitting at about 10,000. What did it do? It sold off 64%. We went down 64%. And then what we do after that, guys? What we do after the COVID dip? You want me to zoom out and show you? Look at Ripski. Okay, Ripski. We went from 4,000 all the way up to 66,000. You see how big of a gain that was? If you were buying right here when everyone else was panicking and, oh my God, bear market. Oh, what's going to happen? I don't know. Oh God. Okay. If you were buying during that time, you had the nuts to do it or the nuts to hold, right? That's at 5,000. I apologize if you're a woman watching this. I know we have some women viewers, but just trying to make a point here. Okay. If you bought Bitcoin at 5,000, you made 1,400%. Okay. So all the people that were scared about tomorrow's price and blah, blah, blah back here, if you simply just would have waited for the signal that you got there on April 6th, you would have 10x. You put in $10,000 down here, you would have made 100 grand. So this panicking, right? The VIX shows you people are panicking, but it's not as crazy. It's not as crazy. The VIX is coming down now, right? We hit and then we fall. Okay. We run up and then it just falls to the floor. So anytime the VIX is over 40, it's a time to buy. That's a good general rule that a lot of Wall Street, a lot of big institutional investors use. Anytime the VIX is over 40, they're that red line. It's a fantastic time to be buying. Because why? Because that tells you people are scared. People are uncertain. Okay. So if you just draw a line right here at 40 and you say, hey, I'm only going to buy when VIX is over 40. Well, you don't get that many opportunities very often, guys. I mean, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 times that's happened since we've broken over 40 since 2018 in the last 7 years. In the last 7 years, if that was your rule saying, hey, I'm only going to buy when there's extreme panic in the markets. Extreme panic, extreme fear is when we're over 40. That's only happened 4 times in 7 years. Okay, 4 times in 7 years. And I'm sorry if I'm yelling, guys. I'm really trying to get a point across to you guys right here. If you're uncertain, if you're scared, if you're not sure, neither is anybody else. So how are you going to react is the question. How are you going to react? Are you going to panic and are you going to sell like everybody else? Or are you going to lace your boots up? Okay, or your high heels, whatever you prefer. Okay, and just chill. Just hang out. If people are panicking, it's a good time to add more or hold. It's not a good time to sell, though. It's not a good time to take money off. It's a good time to put money in. Okay, not a good time to sell. And yeah, it may go down tomorrow or next week or the week after that. But if you're looking at things from the long term, right? Like back here in COVID, if you're thinking, oh my God, it's over down here, right? And you sold down here, how big of an idiot did you feel like when the price went, up to 70,000 in the matter of, what was that, from March to, in 1 year, it 14x'd. Okay. So, I mean, it's the name of the game, folks. Psychology is the name of the game. Okay. ORN on the weekly, you said? You want the weekly update? That one's got a green dot on the weekly. It doesn't look like a very good project, though. There's no liquidity in it. So if you're going to just use a stop loss at 30 cents on that one, we got ARB. This is a better project. I actually own ARB. That one has a green dot there on the weekly. Again, another name that's fallen 5 months in a row. If your name falls 5 months in a row, it's normally prone to bounce at some point. But I like this one with the green dot on the weekly this week. I'm continuing to hold my position on that. We already covered DOT. So if you want to watch the replay, go Go watch the replay there in the Discord or on YouTube. And Near's also giving you a green dot here on the weekly as well. So that one doesn't have the monthly yet, but this doesn't look like a bad place to be buying here on Near Protocol there. What else we got? XCN, XLM we covered, Ondo we covered, RGTI we covered, QBTS we covered, AERO. This is actually a good project. This is based on, yeah, I like this one here. AERO looks really good here, guys. Is this one? Yeah, it's on my watch list. That's got a weekly dot too. I really like this project. AERO is a solid altcoin. They're based on, which is Coinbase's blockchain, technically, but they're one of the biggest projects on that platform, and it's got the weekly dot there showing on AERO. This is a buy here. AERO is a buy here. Okay, I'd buy the crap out of this one here. What else we got? XRP we covered, Ethereum we covered, we got Tesla. Wow, that took a while. They requested Tesla. That one's got the weekly green dot. They got earnings coming up on April 25th, so I'd be careful with their earnings. Again, they have not had a good couple of months. I mean, again, we should have been selling the red dots inside of the red zone. That's where we want to be taking profits. But now that Tesla's all the way down here, again, we called out this golden dot back here in March at around 240. It's sitting at 250 right now, chopping. But it's giving you the weekly signal here this week. So I would just use a stop loss on Tesla at 240. It needs to hold 240. If 240 breaks, it's going much lower. Okay, and with their earnings, I doubt they're selling a lot of cars with China and things like that. I think they're very affected here. So I would definitely set a tight stop on this one at 240. If you're looking for sell targets, so like on ARB, like you're saying, how I determine my sell target is always on the daily chart here. I look at the top line here on the Fibonacci. So my sell target on that is anywhere from 110 to 120. Okay, 110 to 120. I want to sell in the red zone, right? I want to sell when price gets up here to the red zone. I don't want to sell down here. We want to sell up here in the red zone. Okay, and price normally always retracts, okay, up into that area. Okay, this is where you want to be selling, in the red zone. In the red zone. Red dot on the red zone. So that's anywhere between $1 and $1.20 right now. Near, same thing. I would sell near in between $7 and $8. $7 and $8. Tesla needs a stop loss at 240 though. You got to set that. There's too much uncertainty in Tesla right now for me. Like I know I just talked about uncertainty, but Tesla is a different story. Like they got people fucking blowing up their cars and stuff. And if I'm going to buy a Tesla, that makes me not want to buy a Tesla. Plus, they get all their stuff from China. So something else to keep in mind. ICP looks good above 4. It's got these green dots showing up here. So that one looks good as long as it can hold on to $4 here. Okay, that's also gotten hit really hard. Good technology here. Okay, good quality project. As long as that can hold on to $4. If it goes down to 4, I just buy more at this point. But I would be adding to ICP here if I was long on the project. We got Bonk, BOK. I mean, Bonk looks, oh God, another meme coin. It's got a reversal candle here on the monthly. So if you're going to play this one, I'd buy it down here. I would buy Bonk down at these levels. Gallo, we covered. Mantra. Yeah, I've seen some stuff on this. I don't follow the news too much, but I saw that I think the owner of this rug pulled their community. So again, you should have been selling up here at $9 anyways, right? I mean, look where we were, right? Up here in the red zone, you should have been selling. You should have never been sitting in this thing right here. You should have been selling it up here. Okay, because again, we got that green dot. What was that right there at $1? It went all the way up to $9 for an 800% move. So again, everyone's wanting to buy it up here at $9, and then look what happens. So this guy did the rug ski on you guys. I mean, he just rug pulled the crap out of this thing. Don't touch it, honestly. This reminds me of Luna. I don't know if you guys were around for the last bull run, but it reminds me of Luna Terra. Okay, when that thing rugged itself. Okay, what did it do? You can't even look at this. It went from 120 all the way down to 62 cents. That's what that reminds me of. So I wouldn't, if you're trying to like buy a dip or something, I would stay away. No, just don't do it. Okay, projects like this, I mean, yeah, it could bounce back and go back, whatever, right? But when a creator is rugging you, that's normally not a good sign. And I just think there's better projects to own. Again, if you were using our strategy, you should have been selling up here at like $9. You should have been selling up here in this territory. Okay. And you should have been buying down here at a $1.20 off the monthly dot. Okay. That was your buy signal. You're not buying up here at 9. So I personally, I'm staying away. I'm not going to try to catch a bounce. I've seen this movie before. SEI we covered, CRO we covered, ARB we covered, IMX we covered, Ocean we covered, SNX we covered, DOT we covered, Cody we covered, Doge. Doge is still red here on the monthly, so it's put it in a green monthly or a green weekly dot. If this thing is going to play out, it's going to hold on to 15 cents. 15 cents is going to be a big level. But again, I'd much rather buy Doge up down here than up here at 50 cents when everyone's screaming about it. No one's really talking about Doge right here. So I think it's a good place to start nibbling here off the weekly. You don't got to go all in because, again, you don't got the monthly dot yet. The last monthly dot came right there at like 11, 12 cents. It went all the way up to 50. But again, the weekly dot's going to come before the monthly. And it's giving it to you right here at 15. So I'd buy it here. And if it dips down to 10, I'd just buy more. 15 cents is a really good spot to be buying this, though. I like Doge at these levels. We got Chainlink. Chainlink is my largest holding simply because I like the project, right? I love the project. It's red on the monthly, so I'm looking to average down on this one on a weekly dot. I'll probably buy more. So that's what I'm waiting for. Waiting for that weekly signal there. And again, the weekly is going to feed the monthly. So like I said, if my analysis plays out, if what I think is going to happen plays out, we're going to be back here between $40 and $50 by the end of summer. Okay, by July or August. Okay, it's going to move really fast. The bigger the dip, the bigger the rip. Okay, and I'm watching for a Chainlink weekly dot here. Okay, we're right back down at these 2024 levels. We actually bounced right on 10, which is right where we bounced last time and did the Ripski back up to 30. But my target on Link has always been up here between 40 and 50 bucks. That was the all-time highs. I got no doubt it will be back up there eventually. And that is my largest holding. So I'm just simply looking to average down on this, not looking to sell anytime soon. Maybe in a few months, we'll get the opportunity. Again, we should have been selling, taking profits up here. I think I sold this thing at like $27. I think I sold it at in the last run up, and then it sold all the way back off. Okay, I started buying around $18 to $20, and it kept dipping. So I think my average on this right now is 15. Goes down back down to 10. I'll probably buy more, but I'm looking for a green dot there on the weekly to be sure of that bottom. So watching the weekly chart for that. XDC. XDC's green here on the weekly. Again, a lot of cryptos giving a lot of green dots here on the weekly. It's got the red monthly, though. And we got a green dot here on the daily, but the daily doesn't matter as long as the monthly is red. You want to wait for that green dot there on the weekly. Okay, and you're getting it here this week. So I like this one over 6 cents. Weston says NVIDIA. NVDA. That's got a green dot here on the weekly. Big bull hammer here on the monthly. This thing needs to hold on to. I'd put a stop loss on it at like 104. 104 on the stop loss. If 104 breaks, you're going to be in for some more pain. Okay, so make sure 104 holds. Put a stop loss right there. SEI we covered there. You're going to have to watch the replay for SEI, guys. I'm trying to get through this so I can go have dinner with my wife here. Virtual. This thing is selling off on the monthly here. You got the weekly chart here, getting ready to ramp up. I like this one. This one looks good. Okay, wait for the weekly dot if you want confirmation. But again, big sell-off here. Beautiful sell-off right back down there to 44. I like virtual here. I'd be a buyer here on the weekly. William says Pepe. Pepe's got the weekly. Nice reversal there on the monthly. And yeah, we're just consolidating right now. So I like this one. I'd be a buyer down here at these levels. Okay, if you want to own it. Again, this was a great time, great area to be buying. You're sitting right in that same area. Everyone wants to buy Pepe up here. No one wants to buy it down here. Okay, green dot there on the weekly. I'd be buying Pepe down here at these levels. Apple. Apple trying to reverse here as well. Okay, nice big green candle today. Wow. Okay, they had that news of Trump backing off the tariffs. I like this one as long as it can hold on to 200. You can move your stop loss down to like 190 if you want to. But that's a really nice move. Really nice move there. I'd watch 190. Weekly dot looks like it's coming. I don't know what Apple's going to do. There's so much uncertainty with tariffs right now. With some of these companies, it's hard, right? It's hard to play out what's going to happen. And they got earnings coming up here at the beginning of May. So I would say 180 is a big level. Okay, if you want to buy it here, buy it at 200. But just know that you could probably get it down here at 180 or 160. Honestly, if it was me, I'd probably wait for the monthly. Wait for the monthly on Apple here just to see what happens. There's really not a lot of juice left in it. I mean, if it goes up to 260, that's like a 30% move. So if you're going to play it, I would probably set a stop loss around $200, and that's about 1% off from where we're sitting. So Apple's tough, and Nike, both really tough companies to chart right now. I mean, you can obviously look at their charts, but you got to think about the fundamentals and the tariffs and shit like that. That obviously gives a lot of volatility. Lunar, we covered. We got Kappa, K-A-P-A, Kappa Pharmaceuticals. Okay, that one's down there on the monthly. Yeah, this one just looks like a penny stock. I wouldn't touch it. PFE, Pfizer, that one's sold off. Jesus, that one's selling off really hard. Might not be a bad one to buy on a green dot. I don't know why they're selling off, but they're a big medical company. They make about $17 billion a quarter. So I'd wait for the monthly on that one, though. That's really ugly sell off. If you want to try to catch the bounce, use the weekly. XTZ, also still red there, still red on the weekly too. ISF, I don't see that one. VUAG, still red there on the monthly, trying to reverse here, but it just doesn't look good. I would use a stop loss if you're going to play this one. That actually had a golden dot. So if you're going to play the golden dot, I'd use a stop loss at 76. If 76 breaks, you're going to be in for some more pain there. Google recovered AVAX, AVAX. Good call out here. We had the weekly dot last week, so I'm a buyer of AVAX down at these levels. Got a nice green reversal candle here on the monthly. I would just wait for the weekly right now. I mean, it already gave it to you. I'd buy AVAX at $20. And that one also gave you the golden dot, I believe, right here at $16, $17. So you're already up 20% or so. So just watch, I would say watch $16 on AVAX here. But that looks really good. Polkadot we covered. We got Cardano. Nothing yet. Okay, monthly still red there. And you got the green dot there on the daily. But the weekly still red and the monthly still red. So how I play Cardano here is I'd buy the weekly dot. I'd buy the next weekly dot. This one also gave you a golden dot here back at the same exact price we were sitting at 63 cents. Okay. So you're right at break even if you bought the golden dot right now. And I'd just be looking to add again on a weekly. Okay. Honestly, I wouldn't look to add until it went down to like 50 cents. Okay, right down here. What else we got? Mantra we covered. Yeah, I'd stay away from OM, dude. How many more we got today? Shit, man. Got quite a few requests. Neo from Crypto Tim. Lots of requests here today. Let me stand up really quick. Neo, again, Chinese stocks. I don't know, man. That one's trying to break out over 350. I'd use a stop loss at 327 if you're going to play that one. But that's just a rug pull right there. So who knows? Maybe Neo will start making some cars, selling some cars now. They make about $2 billion a quarter. They're just not profitable yet. So I just use a stop loss at, like I said, at that level right there at 327. If you're going to buy it, that weekly dot looks like it wants to come very soon. MKR. This one, green there on the monthly. I'm still a buyer of this one too. Okay, green dot there on the weekly. I like this one. I'd be a buyer of MKR still. And if you want to use a stop loss, I just use it at the bottom of that candle at like 1,000. INJ. That one in on the weekly. And the daily as well. So that one has a green dot on the weekly. So that means a reversal is likely here, right on the monthly. You got some buyers stepping in. If you want absolute confirmation, wait for the monthly, but you do have the weekly and the daily giving you the signal there. So I'd be a buyer here at $8, and then if it goes down to $4, I just buy more. Oh, we got GME. GME. Still lifting off here off the weekly. Monthly chart looks good. Daily chart looks good. Okay, this looks good. Target on this is up here at between 44 and 48. $20 looks like a solid stop loss for GME. I'd watch for a breakout of 30 there. Pepe. Okay, we already covered that. Again, that's a buy. IMX we covered. Darwina network ring. I don't know. Just you got to drop the ticker for me, man. Gala we covered. SPA from Mauger. That one's got a green dot on the weekly. Monthly chart looks good. Okay, I'd look to buy this one on a daily if you want to buy it. I mean, honestly, probably buy some right here and then use a stop loss right there. If it goes down lower, I'd buy more. But I mean, this looks good. The weekly or the monthly looks good. The weekly looks good. Yeah, I'd buy this one here. If it goes down to a penny, I'd buy more. That's a buy. Again, I don't know anything about the project, so I don't buy. I personally don't buy stuff that I don't know about, but I'm guessing that you requested it, so you know something about it. So keep that in mind. We got Orca. See, guys, some of these alts are just starting to take off. I mean, you're seeing a coin starting to go here. This one will probably have a monthly dot here by the end of the month. Okay, the weekly's pumping here. This one looks really good. This one looks really good. I'd like to buy it more closer to like $2.50 or $3, maybe $2.75. I'd look for a daily green dot here on Orca. We covered that. Did we cover Solana? I believe we did. Monthly, nice reversal here. Weekly's got a green dot, so this is adding up really nice, guys. It's looking really, really good. Okay, markets are looking really good here at these levels. I'd be a buyer of Solana here at 120. 130, it looks like it's sitting at. We got APT. APT's down at $4. It's got that green dot there. I'd use a stop loss at $4 on this, but I would buy it here. I'd buy it here and go long. FET. FET's also green down here. I like this one at 50 cents. Okay, looks good at 50 cents. Nice reversal candle here on the monthly. Nice reversal doji there on FET. Okay, that one looks good. I'd be a buyer of that one as well. We got SCHH. Nice reversal there. I like this one as long as it can hold on to, let's call it 1950. Ooh, monthly don't look too hot. But that weekly looks like it wants to reverse. So if you're going to play this one, I'd put a tight stop loss right there at, like I said, 1950 on that one. SCHD. Also very, very extended right here. Very extended. And the monthly's selling off hard. So I'd put a stop loss on this at $25. 25 needs to hold. SCHG. Weekly giving you the dot here. Very nice. So I'd use a stop loss, call it at, you can put it at 24, you can put it at 23.50. Okay, but it needs to hold one of those levels. If that breaks, you're going to see some more blood. A lot of these dividend ETFs are selling awfully hard. which is actually good for growth stocks. Another reason to be bullish on growth stocks, because people are selling their dividend stocks, okay, to buy growth, to buy Bitcoin, to buy crypto at these levels, because everything is so ridiculously cheap right now. Okay. So 23 looks like a good area for a stop loss. I'd honestly put it right there at that low. Yeah, call it $23 if you want to own it. If you want to play that move back up to 28, 29, I put a stop loss at $23. If 23 breaks, you'll probably see some more blood there. We got APP. Sorry, guys, I'm not taking any from the chat anymore. If you guys want to get your request in for the rest of this video, go ahead and put them over here in the Discord in the chart request, and I'll get to it. We've been live for about 2 hours here, so I'm just taking. Oh, I got that Pepe still up there. My bad. I'm just going to take some from the members over here for the rest of the night here. APP, I'd wait for a weekly. But that monthly is very, very ugly. Okay, that looks like it could break down pretty hard here. So I would wait for the weekly dot. Looks like they're making a little bit of money, but not too much. Wait for one of those macro signals, either the weekly or the monthly. SoFi. SoFi is also just getting racked here again. We called this green dot out on SoFi here at 7. It went all the way up to 18 there. Okay, daily's giving you a little reversal here. The weekly's showing a potential here. You could buy it here at 8.50. If it goes down to 10, I'd buy more. But they're growing their earnings pretty nicely, actually. They're increasing their revenue by about 100 million a quarter right now. So lower rates could hurt them, though. So yeah, that's kind of one you got to think about there. But $10 is a big level for it. If you're in it, I would look to buy more at 10. But $10 is a big level. That's a tough one. Wait for the weekly, but they got earnings coming up as well at the end of the month. We got Dash. Dash is dashing here. Okay, that monthly dot is showing up here, so you want to use the weekly. Yeah, I don't know if I want here. It's too close to the red zone. I don't want to buy it, but if you're going to play it, use a stop loss at 173. TSM, this is Taiwan Semi. Taiwan Semiconductor, selling off hard, just like the rest of the chips here. Waiting on a weekly signal here. Okay, waiting on a weekly signal. 150 is the next support to watch there on the daily. I'd want to buy it more closer to 140, to be honest with you. But we'll see how that thing plays out. CELH. CELH. This one's got the monthly still really, really good looking stock, guys. I mean, my target on this stock is all the way from 80 to 90. That's like 150, 160% move all the way up. Okay, huge move all the way up there to 90. So I'm still very, very bullish. Again, you got that green dot there. That came back in 2019. That was 6 years ago with $1. It went all the way up to $100. So CELH is one of the biggest, the largest energy drink companies out there. This stock is so strong. This thing didn't even sell off during that dip. I mean, it went down like 2% during that dip. So CELH, in my opinion, one of the most bullish stocks right now. If it goes down to 30, I will unload my bags in it. But I would still continue to hold. Again, target on that's all the way up there to 80 to 90. We want to sell up here in the red zone. Okay, we don't want to sell down here. We want to sell in the red zone. The red dots in the red zone are where we're selling. CELH is a solid hold. I'd look to buy any pullbacks on that name. We got Elon. Okay, back down in a good area. Again, we bounced right here last time, bounced right here last time. I'd wait for a green dot and buy it, but this one doesn't look like it's going to break that level right there, which I can't even say it. ADA we covered, OM we covered. I would not buy OM, guys. I would not buy OM. Okay. We already did that name. We did Tesla. We did NVIDIA. SMCI. Need the weekly on SMCI. $30 is still a very important level for it. Every time it goes to 30, it gets bought right back up. So it's sitting at like 33 right now. It's still red on the monthly. So we had this big candle here on the monthly. That was back in January. $30 is just a big level for it. Big level. Okay, I'd buy it at 30 if it goes to 30. If it breaks that, I'd buy more down there at 20. Okay, but watch for that weekly green dot confirmation there. $30. We're just going sideways. Not a lot going on right now. Again, everybody wants this, but they're not willing to wait through this, right? They're not willing to wait. So I still like SMCI. I still think they're doing very well. They got really good earnings, good partnerships. And again, my target's always up here in the red zone. I'm not looking to sell down here for these little moves. I'm looking to sell up here between 90 and 100, and I'm willing to wait 1 to 6 months for that to happen. So if you want the real confirmation of the bottom, wait for the monthly. That weekly dot looks like it's going to come here anytime. And they also got earnings coming up here on the 6th. Prompt. That one's too new for me. I don't know about that one. RTX. Monthly red. So I'd be selling here. I'd be taking profits up here on RTX. Again, in the red zone, we want to sell. We should have been selling here at 135. It's giving you another chance to sell it right here at 130. I would take profits on that. Again, red dot on the monthly is scary. Okay. I would sell RTX here. UAL. United Airlines. Okay, that one sold off really hard. This one also got a golden dot along with all of the other airline stocks. So I like UAL down here. I would buy UAL at these levels. Okay, you could use a stop loss at 60 or you could buy more, but that one looks like it's prone to go back to 100 to 110. I'd be a buyer of airline stocks here. We got Ondo. We covered STRDY. That one's moving nicely here. Weekly chart looks good. Monthly chart looks good. Yeah, I'd be a holder of this name as well. There's not a lot of data on it, though, so it's too new for me. You can only look at the daily. So the daily gave you the signal right there at 45 cents. It's sitting at 77 right now. That's got a pretty nice range up to $3-4 bucks. Covered that. Coinbase, what's it doing? Coin's breaking over its 9 EMA here. Okay, nice reversal here on the monthly, and the weekly dot's giving you a green dot here. I really like Coinbase here. Okay, that's a really nice looking setup there. Boom. Okay, Coinbase, beautiful. Beautiful setup here. Again, everybody wants to buy Coinbase up at 350. No one wants to buy it down here when you're getting the green dot. Right down here, 170. Boom. Everyone wants to buy it up here. Nobody wants to buy it down here. You're getting the signal right here on Coinbase. I think it looks good. And the fact that crypto stocks are pointing up is a good sign. I mean, really good sign for the crypto markets too. So I'm a buyer of Coinbase at these levels. Beautiful. Good call out there, whoever that was. CLF stock from Dubs. How you doing, my brother? CLF. Monthly chart selling off there. The weekly not doing much here. Yeah, this is just a rug pull, man. I don't know what CLF is doing here. I'd wait for the monthly here. Wait for that monthly confirmation, but this thing's just been beaten to a pulp. ARB, we covered DOT, we covered Algo, we covered HBAR, we covered CR, we covered Link, we covered all those, covered XTZ. We got TON from Dubs. I don't think we covered TON coin. Ugly monthly candle there. Ugly. Okay, but I got the green dot right here at 260, and you're sitting at 290 right now and getting a reversal here this week. So I like this one. I like this one with a stop loss at 250. Okay, or put the stop loss at the bottom of that at 235. But I'd buy TON down here if I was long on it. I don't know too much about the project, but it would need to hold on to that 250 level. I'd put a stop loss at 250. If 250 breaks, okay, the bears are back in control. So 250, 260, super important level there for TON. We got INVU. SD. Inverse Finance. That looks interesting. $20 looks like an important level for it. So if you're buying at 25 here, you could nibble. I'd wait for a green dot personally, but $20 looks like it's support. I don't know too much about the project, but it looks like it has some pumps and some dumps. So I'd watch $20 on that one. Coin we covered, CELH we covered. We got Target, TG, Target's looking good still, folks. Target's looking good. You got a green on the weekly. I love Target. I'd buy Target over Nike any day of the week right now, guys. Okay. Target looks fantastic here. Okay. We've been calling out that this one got 2 golden dots on the daily between March and then the tariffs, right? Everything sold off, right? So you can't say, oh, the golden dot doesn't work because every stock sold off during that time besides ELH. And then you got another one right here in the 9th. So I still like Target here. I'd still remain a buyer at Target, especially off that weekly dot. It's only a matter of time before the monthly bounces back. This is, in my opinion, one of the best retail companies out there. They make $30 billion a quarter. My wife loves Target. Every woman I know loves Target. My sister loves Target. My mom loves Target. My aunt loves Target, right? All the women love Target, okay? And women like to spend money. So for all of you guys who are talking about their political stances, who cares? They make $30 billion a quarter. You think they care about what a couple people say about their political stances? Not that I know about it or agree with it or whatever, but I'm just looking at it from a company perspective, a business perspective. They make a lot of money, guys, a lot of money. They made $30 billion in 3 months, okay? I think they're going to be okay. And the weekly's giving you the signal here. So I would buy Target at these levels here. Marvel, we covered. Ring, R-I-N-G. Yeah. If you guys just want to put the ticker there, you don't have to call out the whole thing for me. But this one looks like a rug pull. I mean, that looks like a rug pull to me. I don't know anything about it, but I would not touch that. Okay. It's just a falling knife. What would my sell target be for DOT? I'm heavy at the average at 5.8. 2x definitely possible for Polkadot. Yeah. So if you look at DOT here, again, if we take our Fibonacci here, all right, where's that at? Up there at $10 to $11. Right. We started buying this thing at 8, and then the bear market happened. Right. Some of you guys bought this thing all the way down. But at this point, right, I got stopped out at $6 here. Okay. This was one of my worst trades so far this year. Okay. I was buying at like 8.20 or something. I got stopped out at 6. So I was down like 25%. And it went all the way down here to 3. So if I was you, if you believe in Polkadot, I would stake it on Coinbase, and I would just earn that API while you're just sitting there. And I'd honestly average down. Okay. I'd average down on this thing. If you bought some here, you can get your average down to like $4. So if you bought some at 580 and you buy some at 3, your average will be somewhere between 450. So I still like Polkadot. I still think it's a solid project, and I think it will be back near all-time highs eventually. It's just a matter of when. I'm predicting the bull run's going to start here come May, and I think it's going to run up all the way till at least August. It could run up all the way into the end of the year. I don't know. But all I know is by looking at these macro charts like the weekly, right, being way down here, the monthly selling off for 5 months, it is no time to be selling right now, because normally after a 5 sell-off, that's the only other time that happened on Polkadot was back here in 2023. Look what happened. It went from $3.70, literally the price we're sitting at right now, all the way up to $12. So that was like a 3 or 4x, and you're talking about a 2x. So I just continue to hold DOT. If you can, buy more. And if you want to stake it, stake it. All you got to do is stake it for 28 days. I have a hard time staking because if you get a move like this in the matter of a couple months or a couple weeks, you can't take it out if it's staked. So I just be patient here, right? You could average down, but I would not be selling anything, any crypto right now. Whatever you do, don't sell anything. If anything, buy more. And that looks like it for today, guys. If you guys got more requests, just drop them over here in the Discord, and we will get to those on Wednesday's stream. I got to go eat dinner with my wife. Again, if you guys need the indicator or want the indicator that we talked about here today, just click on this link right here. It takes a couple of clicks and everything loads directly into your TradingView account. Your layout is going to look exactly like my layout. You'll get all the tools and everything you need to get started. I also got a free trading course over there for you guys that are new. And if you're not a member yet, I'd highly recommend becoming a member for $4 a month over here. That's going to get you access to all the trade alerts, the watch lists, the advanced analysis, the ability to request charts like this, 24/7 trade support, member chat. We'll do some giveaways over there and more. That link is right here inside the Become a Member tab. You could also chat with our members over here. Well, we got about 1,500 like-minded investors over here. Welcome to all the new members that just joined today. Lots of people joined over the last couple of weeks. So welcome to all you guys. Happy to have you here, and looking forward to growing with you guys and and tackling these markets with you. So if you guys need anything, hit me up over here in the Discord. I'm going to go eat some dinner. God bless you guys. Have a good night. And we'll see you soon. Peace.